Oh, good evening and welcome to it. This is Chess and Wine. My name is Eddie Vila. Now back with an update from the Eastern Cape. You see that side. So it's actually, it's the Eastern Cape versus Chess South Africa right now, as it seems, right? Because the Eastern Cape's interim structure has been suspended. You remember I reported on that, the dissolving of the structure. And it seems like after that communication, the Eastern Cape had arranged for two big events that they were going to be having, which is the Eastern Cape Women Chess Championship, which was meant to be taking place on the 9th of August. And they had the Eastern Cape Chess Championship, I think, which was supposed to be in September from 25. For some reason, clashing with the Moja Chess Extravaganza. Right, so those two events were meant to be hosted by the interim structure of Eastern Cape. Just like last year, I think they held one of the biggest events that they have ever had in the Eastern Cape. But what is happening right now is that after the dissolving, the letter of dissolving, of suspension, in fact, that is dissolving the Eastern Cape structure, it turns out that Gunther van der Berg, Gunther van what? Van der Berg, yes, ratings officer in South Africa. He was being instructed now by the Andre Levax's committee, executive board, to not rate any event until further notice. Any event in the Eastern Cape, especially by the interim structure, until further notice, right? So the Eastern Cape is the structure, the interim structure, it still feels that it's still alive. So it's fighting, it's kicking, right? So it says it's gonna. So here's a letter that they wrote to SASCOC reporting on the matter, and I think they also copied Andre Levax's executive committee on that. So it goes as follows. It reads as follows: Dear Sir, to Barry Hendricks and the executive board in SASCOC. It's regarding the dispute resolution of Chess South Africa versus Eastern Cape chess matter. So it reads, Dear Sir, we have been on a much concern regarding disputes between Chess South Africa and Eastern Cape chess. It has been ongoing, and we have copied SASCOC in most communications. As per the Eastern Cape Chess Constitution 28.1 states that any disputes arising out of or in connection with any dispute between the province and Chess South Africa or between any sports provincial federation shall be referred to SASCOC or the designated statutory body determined by the appropriate government department for resolution through mediation or expedited arbitrations in terms of the procedure for the resolution of disputes in sports. In the event of arbitration in terms of the foregoing, such a resolution will be final and binding. That's the clause in their constitution. So it continues. We therefore write to you, good office. We therefore write to your good office in order for mediation processes to take place, because now we received a letter which is enforcing provincially sanctioned events be suspended. Oh, we've now received a letter which is enforcing provincially sanctioned events be suspended. On the 9th of August 2024, we have published an Eastern Cape Women's Chess Open Tournament in Mdantsane, East London. And on the 25th to 29th September 2024, we have published our annual event, the Eastern Cape Chess Championships 2024, which will be held in Mthatha. With all these provincial events mentioned, our athletes are eager to participate in, and this interruption by Chess South Africa is dividing our province and inciting uncertainties within our province, and the time does not wait on boardroom misunderstandings. Eastern Cape is a growing province which needs a positive contribution for the advancement of sports and minimizing of crime, alcohol, and substance abuse in our communities. The Eastern Cape Chess is much willing to exhaust all needed avenue for the smooth operations in the province. Your urgent action towards this request will be highly appreciated. Yours in Chess, Luzuka and Denise, are now writing to obviously their what do you call them? This to SASCOC, right? So it seems that he has copied Andre Levax's email address and then there's this response which was shocking coming from Andre Levax, which says, "Dear Mr. Denism, we have requested you not to include us in your emails. Mr. Gunther van der Berg, please note that sanctions against the interim structure as per attached communication. Please do not register or rate any provincial events until further notice. We will meet with the administrator and the province and the Provincial Sports Confederation before the end of this week to discuss the terms of reference by the administrator and will afterwards publish the way forward for the Eastern Cape. Regards, Andre Levax, Chair South Africa President." So remember, Eastern Cape's dissolvement or the suspension of this has actually put Eastern Cape chairs under an administrator. Right? I wonder who the administrator is. It was let us know who is the administrator that they've put in place. So again, telling Gunther not to rate. You see, every time Andre acts, or Andre Levax's an executive act, we kind of reminded of Hendrik du Toit, and we kind of think softly now, thinking maybe Hendrik du Toit was not that bad because all of the tactics that he was using, they are now using. Were they learning from him? I'm sure he was their role model, definitely. Hendrik du Toit was their role model. Because remember when Hendrik du Toit told Gunther van der Berg not to rate our tournaments? Obviously, when he was busy suspending provinces as well, which is the same thing that they're doing. Wow. So maybe they were blaming him because they didn't know. So now that they know, they were like, oh, so what can we do? This is the only thing to do. So he wasn't too bad for doing all these things. He was just as, I don't know, man. Now, I'm not saying that obviously the chess community wanted Hendrik du Toit or still wants him, but I'm just saying the actions of this expo, they are nostalgic. So anyways, so after this email, actually, this is message that I got copied into. So I'm actually sharing this because I was copied into it. No one told me not to share it, right? So it's good. So it says as follows. So there's an email from Luzuku Indonesia. It says the response to Andre Levax's email. It says, "Dear Andre Levax, it is our first time getting the message that you do not want to be copied on any email by the Eastern Cape Chess. You were copied for information so that your office is not bypassed. We are aware that Lizel Ajum, the recently elected secretary, has resigned. Thanks for informing us. We will follow all channels that are there internally until we get to the sports portfolio committees and the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Gayton McKenzie, if needs be, to resolve this matter. We will not copy you from now on. Our time and resources will not go to waste while looking into developing our sports in our province. We will allow 7 days before we escalate the matter further. The email was directed to the SASCOC president. You were just copied out of respect, and all other members were copied for information so that they do not fall for the threats you have made to our province and regions. Eastern Cape Chess is a legal entity as Clause 1.2 of its own constitution indicates. Clause 7.1 states clearly that it is a member of the National Council of Chess South Africa, and 7.2 states clearly that it will be governed by the Provincial Council. Dictating Gunther van der Berg to advance your interest is unconstitutional, and it is opposing the Chess SA Constitution's objectives as stipulated. We will not copy you moving forward until you realize that this is not personal but procedural. Remember that you occupy public office, and it is time that you indicate to the National Council of Chess South Africa that your office is closed for communication. Please note that the Eastern Cape is aware that the Ethics Committee, Disciplinary Committee, Constitutional Committee has not been established as yet. I asked about this when they said they will refer matters to these committees when they haven't established such committees. The National Council of Chess South Africa, that is a member of the National Council of Chess South Africa, that it is a member of, has not ratified any of your current actions. We will not disadvantage our athletes because of your feelings, which is the exact reason we take a proactive approach to write to SASCOC to call you to order. Kind regards, Luzuko Ndinisa, Eastern Cape Chess. So again, when you say, because again, why would you say not to be copied when the email address that is copied of Underlevax is the same one that appears on the FIDE website, on the FIDE page, right? When I think it's the email that appears even on Chess South Africa Communication, or for any communication to say the president of Chess South Africa, and then it says there is no Chess president email address at chess.co.za. Maybe that's still to be handed over. You see, probably the handover process has not been completed yet, and they are still busy with squabbles. But God. Anyway, so I just wanted to keep you updated because I've updated. I informed you that there was this dissolving of structures happening in the Eastern Cape. So now I thought you should be aware that the Eastern Cape interim structure is not backing down. They're not allowing. They're not taking it lying down. Basically, that's basically what's happening. So they are not going to fight for things to happen procedurally because they don't agree. I think even the provincial council of Eastern Cape doesn't agree. Otherwise, why would Lee Luzuku continuously act if he's a provincial council is accepting the dissolvement? Because I believe he's acting under their instruction, or is he not? Anyway, who else can speak for them if not him? So we don't know. Catch-22, because just like Andrew Lewax acts on behalf of the National Council, so I believe that his actions also reflect those of the National Council of Chess South Africa. They've chosen him to be their president. Anyways, we'll keep you posted if any developments come about on this matter. This is Chess and Wine. Good evening.